Hello, and thank you for joining me today. I'm Lynn Coughlin with Norwegian Cruise Line, and I'm so pleased to speak with you and share our exciting news. We continue to make great progress with our new deployments. We resume sailing again this summer, and we are so excited to get back to the water and welcome you on board our ships. Today, I'm going to talk to you about our health and safety protocols and provide you with an update. We will look at our carefully crafted itinerary sailing in 2021, including newly announced Alaska deployments. I'll introduce you to our amazing new ship, the Norwegian Prima, talk about love at first sight. We will look at our incredible current promotions and why this is the perfect time to book your next Norwegian cruise. Then we will wrap with some questions and answers. So please, as you think of your questions, submit them using the Zoom chat box. Let's get started. We have said right along that we would not sail until it was safe to do so. At the cornerstone of our health and safety is the requirement that 100% of our guests and crew be fully vaccinated, and this is for all sailings through October 31, 2021. We believe that with our world-class safety protocols requiring all guests to be vaccinated and everyone antigen tested twice, once prior to boarding and once prior to disembarkation at the end of the cruise, we have created ironclad safety on board our ships. So let's take a little bit more of a peek at this. The pre-cruise requirements, vaccinations again, 100% of crew and guests for sailings through October 31. We will require that proof of vaccination is submitted at least 30 days prior to departure. In addition, we're going to be following all of the global requirements for the ports that we visit. Of course, everything that we do on board our ship does extend to shoreside safety. There will be socially responsible staggered check-in. We're going to be working closely with the various departments of the ports that we call, and we have set up prevention policies in place, again, for all of the places that we call on. The onboard experience, we didn't want to compromise when we return to service. The onboard experience for the guest. We are controlling the guest capacity. There will be healthy monitoring of guests and crew. We have 2 new shipboard positions. There's a dedicated public health officer as well as an infectious disease prevention officer. And there will be even enhanced cleaning and disinfecting more than we've ever done before. In terms of mobilization and response, we have medical centers on board the ship. We have testing equipment, dedicated isolation and accommodations, and protocols in place for contact tracing. I will say that this is a fantastic time to sail for those of you that are eager to sail with us in 2021. If you think about it, that there's controlled guest capacity, so there's fewer guests on board, but 100% of the crew, so the crew to guest ratio is amazing. 100% of all of the dining and entertainment is available, so it's a real opportunity for an enhanced onboard experience. We're so excited to be sailing again in Alaska. As you may know, Canada has closed their ports to cruising into 2022, so the Alaska season really was in jeopardy, and that was just until last week. So we have announced that we're going to be sailing again this summer, round trip Seattle. Very excited about that. 2 itineraries that differ just very slightly with the glacier when it comes to the glacier sailing. But from August 7th through August 28th, we're going to be sailing round trip Seattle. We start off with a relaxing day at sea, which I think is a great way to just ease into your vacation and enjoy all of the amenities on board the beautiful Norwegian Encore. There's a visit to Icy Strait Point, Skagway, Juneau, and then you have your day of glacier sailing in Endicott Arm and Dawes. Then day 6 is Ketchikan and then back to Seattle. Please note that passports are required, and this is interesting because we're actually not calling on Canada, but passports are required. The old maritime law, the Passenger Vessel Services Act, we were able to get a waiver for that. And the reason is that Seattle and ports in Alaska are considered international, and that's why passports are required. So even though we're not calling on international ports, passports are required. And that's for both of our Alaska Encore itineraries this summer. This first one sailing August 7 to August 28, and the second one sailing September 4 to October 16. Again, similar itinerary, round trip Seattle, day at sea, Juneau, Glacier Bay cruising instead of Endicott, Arm, and Dawes Glacier. Icy Strait Point, Ketchikan, relaxing day at sea, and then back to Seattle. So both itineraries offer the fantastic glacier sailing experience. Okay, where you're going to be able to see the snow-capped mountains, birds, wildlife, all from the amazing comfort of the Norwegian Encore. And the Encore is perfectly designed, perfectly suited for Alaska cruising. She has a 2-story, 180-degree observation deck. It's absolutely stunning. It's my favorite place on the whole ship, my favorite place to relax and enjoy the views from the Norwegian Encore. We also have itineraries on sale for Alaska for 2022. 2021 Alaska sailings, those 2 Encore itineraries, are expected to sell out by the end of June. If you were contemplating cruising to Alaska this summer, you definitely want to reach out to your cruise web advisor and book that vacation as soon as possible. If you're looking, doing a little more forward thinking, Alaska 2022 is on sale, and we have actually 2023 is on sale as well. We have 5 ships sailing in Alaska in 2022, so there's definitely more availability. The Bliss, the Encore, the Jewel, the Spirit, and the Sun are all sailing in Alaska in 2022. Norwegian does have the youngest fleet cruising Alaska, and again, our newest ships are custom built for Alaska. I mentioned the 2-story, 180-degree observation lounge. It's just a magical place to take in the beautiful scenery as you sail by. Great itineraries. We do have 7-day cruise options. We have longer cruise options. And then for those that want a full Alaskan wilderness experience, there's an opportunity to add pre or post cruise tours as well. And the advisors at the Cruise Web are excellent at adding that for the full experience. Again, especially if it's a bucket list trip, Alaska is a place on many people's wish list. And so the cruise tour really allows going deeper into the wilderness, into Denali, and for that additional full experience. In addition to Alaska, we're so excited because we have the Gem sailing this summer from Miami, from our brand new port, Port Miami. She's sailing August 15 to August 29. Shorter day as well. There's a Bahamas as well as the 7-day Caribbean. We're excited about that. And this itinerary includes a stop at Harvest Cay, and that's our private destination in Belize, which is a really a great vacation day. On the right, we have the Encore. We spoke about that one. In addition, we have other deployments for 2021 that we're very excited about. There's Bermuda from New York, sailing on the Norwegian Breakaway from September 26 to October 17. And if you haven't sailed from New York City, it's a real experience. It's absolutely stunning. We depart from Pier 88 in Manhattan, right next to the Intrepid Museum. Sailing down the Hudson past the Statue of Liberty is really a magical way to start your vacation. We have the Bliss sailing Mexican Riviera from LA. That deployment is on October 24. We have an Eastern Caribbean itinerary sailing from Port Canaveral on the Norwegian Escape, and that's on November 13th. And then for Europe, we have a beautiful itinerary. This was one of our first itineraries that we announced in April, and it's selling very, very well. Beautiful itinerary, 7-day Greek Isles, a round trip from Athens. The port is Piraeus, and she sails July 25 to November 7. And this is a fantastic itinerary, 7 ports in 7 days, so a full immersive Greek experience. Beautiful, beautiful itinerary. We also have a 7-day Western Mediterranean sailing from Barcelona on the Norwegian Epic. Epic is a very popular ship with us. She does very well, and she sails September 5 to October 24. And then for those looking for a longer fabulous itinerary, we have 10 and 11 alternating itineraries, Greek Isles and Italy, sailing from Rome on the Norwegian Getaway, September 13 to October 25. Remember, with the controlled guest capacity, the reduced capacity, but the 100% crew, the entertainment, full entertainment, full dining options, really unique opportunity to sail on these return to service itineraries. Now I'd like to introduce you to the Norwegian Prima. She is absolutely beautiful. We just announced her a couple of weeks ago, and the advisors at the CruiseWeb have been trained on the Norwegian Prima, and they are really excited about this first class of ships for us that we've introduced in 10 years. There are 6 ships included in this class. Prima means first in Italian, and Prima is the name of the class of ships, but she's also the name for this very first ship in the class, in the Prima class. So be the first to book the Norwegian Prima. She's magical. She is being built right now in a shipyard outside of Venice, Italy. She stands proudly 20 decks tall. She has a guest double occupancy capacity of 3,215 and a crew capacity of 1,386. So the guest to crew ratio is really attractive. She's absolutely a beautiful ship, very revolutionary. The design is different. So let's take a little bit of a peek at the Norwegian Prima. She's an evolution of our brand. We've taken everything that the guests love to the next level, and really designed with you, the guest, in mind. There are 4 main pillars. The Norwegian Prima is all about wide open spaces, service that puts the guest first, thoughtful design, and a variety of experiences beyond expectation. So it's important to note that this is the first reveal. There will be more that's coming, but what we have learned about the Norwegian Prima is absolutely extraordinary. So be the first, whether you're a trailblazer or a tastemaker, a first-time seeker or explorer of the extraordinary, this ship was made for you. These are some renderings. This is pretty neat. It's an ocean walk. It's located on both sides of the ship, starboard and port. It's a glass bridge, glass walkway that's just 50 feet over the water. And I think it could certainly provide some real Instagrammable moments, having your picture taken and posting from the glass bridge. It's a lot of firsts in the Norwegian Prima. She has a food hall, glass bridges that I showed you the picture of earlier, infinity pools, and a beautiful outdoor sculpture garden. And first, for the cruise industry, we've have a whole suite complex located in the aft overlooking the ship's wake, and it's really beautiful. And infinity pools also for the first for the cruise industry. Here's a picture of a couple of the infinity pools. There's actually 3 infinity pools located on the Norwegian Prima. There's one on the port side, one on the starboard side, and just 50 feet up above the waterline on deck 8. But also in the exclusive haven section on deck 16, there's an infinity pool overlooking, in the aft section overlooking the wake. Really beautiful. Typically, the engines on the ship are located in the aft section, so it's not usable space. But with the Norwegian Prima, we've moved the engines to the midship, and that has freed up this whole aft space, and we've really taken full advantage of this beautiful outdoor area. So brand new, innovative design. You can think it's a good picture. You can see how that whole area has been repurposed. Kind of a neat angle. You can see the infinity pool on the starboard, on the aft, and also the one up on deck 16 in the haven section. Mentioned that there's a sculpture garden. It's really beautiful, very high tech, changes colors, especially beautiful colors during the sunset. Indulge food hall. We'd like to make sure we're saying food hall and not food court, because this is nothing like a food court that you would have at your local mall. But the food hall, really beautiful. It has outdoor dining, eating areas, indoor dining areas. It's actually comprised of 11 mini restaurants and food trucks with offering a wide variety of cuisine, but it's absolutely spectacular. In terms of the staterooms on board, all of the staterooms on the Norwegian Prima are our largest staterooms that we've ever had in any of our class of ships. The stateroom itself is larger. The balconies, for those cabins that have the balcony is larger, and the bathrooms are even larger. Think of the bathrooms as a resort bathroom, more like a resort bathroom than a cruise ship. Norwegian Prima is on the move. You know, she's being built in Italy, so she makes her first sailings from Northern Europe. Then she has a transatlantic. She's in Bermuda. She does Southern Caribbean from New York. Then she goes to Galveston. We haven't been in Galveston in a while. We're excited about that. Western Caribbean and Galveston. That's for summer 2022 when she first comes out. Then for winter 2022-23, she's in Miami. We have a brand new port of a terminal in Port Miami, absolutely beautiful, called the Pearl of Miami. So sailing from there. And then from the new terminal on the new ship, absolutely incredible. And there's some, Prima goes to Orlando, does the Western Caribbean 5, 7, and 9 day. And then she comes back to New York, does 5 and 7 day Bermuda. And then for summer 2023, May through September, there's some beautiful itineraries, 10, 11, and 14 day Iceland. Iceland is absolutely spectacular, and that's a really fun time to be in Iceland too. Great time for that. Okay, so that's the Norwegian Prima. Why not be the first to book? Everybody loves, she's selling very well. She's actually our most in-demand ship. She went on sale just a few weeks ago, and she is our most pre-sold ship in the company's history. Everybody wants to sail on a new ship. It is definitely a race for space. You know, with nearly 2 years, actually it's 500 days from when we had welcomed guests on board the Norwegian Sky in Miami on March 14th, fed them lunch, and then told them that they had to leave because everything was shutting down. 500 days from March 14th to when we start sailing again on July 25. So that's millions of guests that have been impacted by all of the suspensions. And we're seeing this pent-up demand. So right now, the demand is outweighing the supply. So it is absolutely a race for space. And that is true whether you're looking at booking 2021 or 2022. 2023 and 24 are actually on sale and selling well, but the race for space is particularly true for 2021 and 2022. So we don't want you to delay, if you're considering sailing with us, you know, closer in. As a reminder, this is a fantastic time to book. In addition to booking now and ensuring that you get the space, we have some very rich promotions going on. We have a 30% off all cruises, all destinations. We also have our Take All 5 offers. Free, and for, as a reminder, our offers include the free open bar, free specialty dining, free excursions, which is a $50 per excursion discount, free Wi-Fi, that's 250 minutes during a 7-day sailing, and free extra guests, so third and fourth sailing free in the cabin on many itineraries. And all of this combined is up to $2,900 value. In addition, as if that weren't enough, we do have a free air second guest flies free promotion from select gateways, and the advisors at the Cruise Web are very knowledgeable about what sailings and what gateways that's applicable to. But that's a wonderful promotion that many guests are taking advantage of at this time. And just for booking with the Cruise Web, it's an exclusive offer only with the Cruise Web. I'm happy to provide you with $50 onboard credit and chocolate covered strawberries per cabin. So that, again, that's any ship, any sailing date that you book with the Cruise Web in the next 7 days. So I thank you so much for listening to me today and watching the presentation. Thank you too for chatting in your questions. I see that we've received a few questions here, so I want to turn to those. If I don't get to all of the questions, please reach out to your advisor at the CruiseWeb because they are super knowledgeable and will be able to answer any questions that I don't get. Let's see, how will I show proof of vaccine? Okay, that's a good question. So about 30 days before sailing, we're going to ask for proof that you've been fully vaccinated. And proof would be in the form of the original vaccination record issued by the health authority or the doctor or the pharmacy that provided you with the vaccination. Let's see. I thought shore excursions were only booked through Norwegian. Okay, so when we first announced our return to service itineraries, we did say that to create a bubble a health and safety bubble, we were requiring that shore excursions only be booked through Norwegian. We've since relaxed that, and now that there is independent touring allowed because we're working closely with the various ports. So you certainly can book with Norwegian Cruise Line, and remember the advantage because you get a $50 discount for each shore excursion, but you are now able to go off and tour independently. What about masks? Will I have to wear masks on board? Okay, that's a great question. In the beginning, we thought that you would have to, but we've since relaxed that. And while you're on board, because of the reduced capacity and 100% of the vaccinated crew and guests, you will not be expected to wear facial coverings on board. You may need to in the port that you visit if the local requirements suggest that, but on board the ship, you will not need to wear facial coverings while sailing on board our ships. Let's see, Prima looks amazing. Thank you, I agree. Didn't share much about entertainment and onboard activities. So with the Norwegian Prima, this is the first reveal. It is a limited reveal, but stay tuned for more to come. But suffice it to say that Prima will offer everything that our other ships have offered and more. And the knowledgeable advisors at the CruiseWeb are learning about Prima right as I'm learning about it. So they are really up on the very latest. So stay tuned for more to come going forward in the coming months. But your advisor is a great resource for you. So it seems that we're approaching our time limit. I'm going to answer one more question, but again, follow up with your advisor at the CruiseWeb if you have any additional questions, because they really are so knowledgeable about Norwegian Cruise Line. I'm planning a family group cruise. Are there additional discounts for groups? Yes, and I think family groups are absolutely going to be hugely popular, during this time of social distancing and not being able to visit with our friends and family. I think we've really missed each other. So I think family groups are absolutely going to be super popular. Norwegian is great at booking groups, at putting groups together. The CruiseWeb can help you with that. With Norwegian, 7 groups, a minimum of 7 cabins are required to hold group space, and there are additional discounts and bonus amenities for groups. So we love our groups, and the CruiseWeb loves booking and working with our group department. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time, and I can't wait to welcome you on board our ships. Take good care.